All right, here we go. Big Reid in studio.
Rich Bryan.
Rich Bryan's here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, bro. Of course. You came to the studio. It's a different studio at the time.
Yeah.
You see we have a better view outside?
It's so much better.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
The window's a little dirty right here, though. Don't tell nobody that. You feel me? The first time you came, was one of the first interviews, if not the first radio interview with you.
Yeah, in the States or in general, I think.
In general, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was just in the U.S., but...
Yeah. I've never done radio before that, I don't think.
That's crazy. Now, you have a new album just dropped, The Sailor. Super dope. I was telling you as we were coming up on the elevator, because we ran into each other at Starbucks.
At Starbucks.
See, that's another good thing about this building. We have a Starbucks downstairs.
So perfect.
Don't got to go anywhere.
I want to work here now.
Do you?
Yeah.
You don't need to work here, bro.
I would love to just for the Starbucks.
Just the Starbucks, right? Just to have it on demand whenever you wanted to.
Exactly.
So you don't have to Postmates, nothing.
Exactly.
New album called The Sailor. I was talking about it when we were coming up the elevator, like the picture you posted of you in the middle of Times Square.
Yeah, man.
With like your face everywhere.
Yeah.
Being from Indonesia, like growing up and then like seeing that in Times Square, like talk about that moment. We'll get into the album in a second, but talk about that particular moment.
That was crazy. We went to so we found out that that the Billboard thing came out that day, and then we just like all went straight to Times Square, and then at first we had to like wait a little bit because it was just like Fortnite, and then it changes to like Palm Wonderful and like T-Mobile and just like a bunch of stuff, and then we like finally it came on, and then I was like, all right, quick, take a picture. And we did, and then we left afterwards. But like that was a crazy moment, man. That was actually my first time seeing like a big billboard of me, like, cause I know it's happened before, but I've only seen pictures of it. I've never actually seen it in real life before. But, like, that was a crazy experience seeing that.
That was dope to see. Like I was excited to see. I was like, damn, like, that's so
it's
dope.
Tight. It's so tight.
Now the album, The Sailor, just dropped. It what was it, last week? Was it last week or a couple days ago?
6 days ago, 26.
I listened to the album, and I think people need to start showing a little bit more respect to you as a hip hop artist.
You, man. Thank you.
100%, because like it's real hip hop. Like there's no in between.
Right.
Nothing. Like you're really rapping.
Thank you. Like
man. I think Kids is like probably my favorite track on there because you really going in.
Right.
Like you're going hard. And now, how long have you been working on this album? Because I saw the picture of you also. My bad for stalking you, bro.
No, man.
Sitting in the tub crying when your album came out. So, how long was this process?
This was probably like, honestly, I don't know, a year.
A year?
Like, yeah, that's pretty normal, right, for an album, I think.
I feel that.
Yeah, a year, and then, but then there's some songs on here that like I made from like way before, probably like almost 2 years that fit with the whole vibe of the album. But like, I actively started working on this album, I would say a year ago.
Okay.
And on this album, I just had like a way different mindset, I think. And because at the time I was like, I haven't released music in a while, and I was looking into it as kind of like, you know what, man, I haven't put out music in a while. If I want to make an album, I'm gonna make it an album that I love.
Word.
And I'm not really gonna care about like what's trending, and kind of like I'm not really, because I love when like artists put something out and you can tell that they love that, and it's very different, and like it's very like not what's trending, and I love that. So I made it I wanted to make it a point that I do that on this album. And I just like I cared a lot more about the words that I was saying. I cared a lot more about kind of the actual lyrics instead of the flows. I feel like back then there would be some times where I would just sacrifice kind of like bars for flows instead. And now it's just kind of like I would be a lot more focused on the writing, man. I think there would be a lot of times where I'm not even in the studio. I'd be like out somewhere, and then I hear people talking, and then I'm like, oh, that's a cool sentence that somebody just said, and then I'm gonna like write it down, and then I just have like a list of cool like words and sentences and concepts in my notes, and I would come back to that every time I make a song. So it's definitely the things that I'm saying in this album is a lot more vivid, and also just like the biggest change in my mindset was like, if I put this album out, it's gonna be out there forever.
Word.
And so I wanted to, I want people to be able to listen to it like 20, 30 years from now. You know what I mean?
Like, it's like, as a collective, as the entire album, it's a great album. Like, it sounds good. Like, every track back to back. Like,
that's amazing.
Putting the track listing together, was it hard for you to figure out what songs you wanted to go with?
It definitely took a while, and then there I would say like 8 songs that I made that didn't make it in.
Okay.
And you know, and these are songs that it's not even because like they're bad. It's just kind of like it just didn't fit the vibe of the album. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, you know, and then it probably took us like 4 or 5 different versions of the track list until we found like the final one. But it's a fun process, man. I think it's like kind of finding that right kind of like, you know, it starts off with a hard song and then it goes into like super emotional and like stuff like that. I think that's really cool, and I think that's like, you know, on this album I really want it to be, you know, listenable from front to back. And I just really miss that album listening experience. I feel like people don't really do that as much nowadays. And, you know, I miss when people just like re-upload whole albums on YouTube, so you could like listen to the whole thing and not really skip around it.
For sure.
And yeah, I just missed that. You know, I haven't listened to an album like that in a long time.
This is the album that you can listen to from the beginning straight to the end and not have to skip a song or anything like that.
That's definitely like what I tried to do.
Word. It's super dope. Explain the sitting in the bathtub thing. Like, why'd you pick to sit in the tub? You know, dude, I can get why you were emotional because it's a great body of work. You putting on the album, you put a lot of time into it. But why'd you jump in the tub, bro?
I was in New York, and then I was my Airbnb was very cold.
Okay.
And then I just like, you know, I woke up, and I forgot that my album had came out that night, like the midnight before. And it's just so trippy because I've been working on this album for like such a long time, and we've been just planning on the release for such a long time. We've been doing these like little teasers and stuff like that. And then, you know, I woke up, the first thing I thought was like, all right, what teaser should I post today? And I'm like, oh wait, it's out. And then I'm just like looking at every single response, and you know, I figured the best place to cry was in the bathtub. So I just went to my bathtub real quick, and I, you know,
Word.
You know what I mean? Recorded myself crying.
That's what's up. It's okay. It's okay to be emotional. There's nothing wrong with
exactly, man. Guys out there, if you want to get emotional, it's all good.
Jump in the tub.
Jump in the tub.
You don't have to turn the water on.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. So I remember the first time we talked, you talked about how like your family was very supportive of you. Like how did they like? I'm sure they listened to the album. And I think you were hanging out with the president of India.
Yeah, man.
Bro,
yeah.
That's kind of big. Like
it's
that
crazy.
has to, like you have to be sitting there like, damn, like I'm gonna say something in one of these songs that he's gonna be like, what are you doing?
I know, right?
Like you're worried about.
That happened not even that long ago. That was like 3 weeks ago or something like that. And I honestly found out that I was gonna meet the president like 2 days before.
Damn.
And that was crazy. Me and my family woke up at like 5:20 in the morning.
Yeah.
We drove to the presidential palace because it was like pretty far away. And then my family is like a huge supporter of him. And like we just came there, and then I remember it was like he was like behind this door. He was in this room, and then he like the guys like told us like, okay, Brian, you're gonna come in here first, and there's gonna be a camera shooting you and stuff like that. And then I'm like looking through the door, and I just like see a silhouette of him, like he's just like right there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is
a big deal. Like this is happening
exactly.
for sure.
And then we all walk in, we all shake his hand, and it's kind of like a meeting room kind of situation. It's not really. It's like a really chill looking meeting room. It's like a very short table, but like it's long, and like a lot of chairs, and like just like teacups every single one. And then he like we all sat down, and then it was a very like he was by himself too, and we all just like kind of came, and it's like it's pretty crazy. It was like It's kind of like we were taking turns to talk to him. Yeah. And like at one point, it was like my turn to talk, and I was like so nervous. And
I'm sure.
I basically had to like tell him my whole life story in like not very long, and then I just told him about how I started learning English and like when I was homeschooled, and when I came to America when I was 17 and stuff like that, and then. He was very quiet that day, which, you know, I understand because he's the president. He probably has a lot of stuff to take care of that, you know, he's probably tired. But like, yeah, man, it was amazing just like having my family there with me too when that was happening. And we played him one of my songs on the album too.
For sure.
Yeah.
What song did you play for him?
Kids.
Word. See, okay, that's what's up. This is a dope track. It's, like I said, it's my favorite one off the album. 100 Degrees Go Crazy too. That's a single, right?
That's definitely like a very like feel good song.
Yeah, very feel good, very vibey. You know, super dope.
Also
summer
kind of
vibe.
emotional.
Huh?
Also kind of emotional.
It does get emotional.
A little bit, yeah.
Word. Like I know I mentioned a second ago, but how is your family taking all of this? Like with you having the album out and you guys go to the presidential palace, like I mean these have to be things that you're sitting there like, whoa, like what the hell?
I mean I'm sure it's weird for them.
Yeah.
You know, Yeah, they've been nothing but supportive, and like it's amazing because they're really supportive, even though I see them a lot less now. You know what I mean? I spend most of my time in the U.S. and then I go back like every 6 months because all my family's still in Indonesia. But like, last time I came back there when we saw the president together, that was like a really nice trip back because we got to do like a lot of things together. Because I did a music video shoot, and then I shot like a short film for my album.
Word.
That was all in Indonesia, and then my parents like I brought my whole family, and they kind of saw me work, and like they were even in like some of the videos too, and that was really cool, man. We definitely spent a lot of time together, and they're very satisfied with how much they got to see me this time.
Let's talk about that steak you made.
Oh man, which one? The one on the video?
Yeah, on the video. The first we feast, something like that?
Definitely.
I've always wanted to do like the hot wing challenge, but when you made that steak, bro, I felt like we had an even better connection.
Absolutely, man.
I was like, yo, if you make a steak well done, you're out of here.
Exactly, I know.
I don't want no connection with you.
I will say though, if it's like a skirt steak, it's fine. You can do it well done.
A skirt steak?
Yeah, if it's a skirt steak, it's like a different type of like cut, and if you cook it well done, it'll still be tender. That's what I found out recently.
Word.
It can take the high temperature.
You know, you did a really good job on that steak,
Thank
bro.
you, man.
Like, I don't have a kitchen here, or I was trying to have you make another one, but it looked pretty good. It looked pretty fire.
Yeah, I make it like way too much, but I do it for practice, so I could get it perfect each time. You know what I mean?
Obviously, I look like I can eat, right? So I love to eat, bro. I be
man. What are you talking about?
Really? What you talking about? So I heard you announce a tour.
Yes, sir.
You'll be in the Bay at the Warfield in October. I think it's the 21st. It's a Monday night. Mm-hmm. So now I'm gonna have to try to find a way to have my boss let me get that night off.
Absolutely, man. Because
I missed the last show. I think you were here because I had a chance to meet up with Joji.
Yeah.
Back in October, right? Was it this last October or was it the year before?
Was it like was he on a tour?
Yeah, he was on a tour.
Was he on like a solo tour?
No, I think it was a bunch of you guys together.
That was like November.
That was November? Okay, he was dressed up as Woody or something like that.
Yeah.
He was trying to figure out where to go to get the costume from.
Was it that day of the show?
I think it was the day of the show.
I didn't even know he went to a radio. That's funny.
Yeah. He pulled up over here. And
that was
like
Bill
cool.
Graham. Like
Bill Graham. That was huge. And a lot of my friends went to the show and they were like, yo, it was crazy. It was super lit. Yeah.
It was wild, man.
So going back on the road again, coming back to the Bay in October. The 21st. Tickets are already out on sale?
Tickets are, they'll be on sale on Friday.
On Friday.
So tomorrow, pretty much, yeah.
Word.
But meet and greet and VIP tickets are out right now.
And I heard that you're still working on more new music.
Definitely.
Even though you just dropped the album.
Yeah, man. I just like, I've been doing like a lot of just planning on, planning on the release of this album. Mm-hmm. And finally, now that it's out, it's like I can finally just like have that, just kind of scratch that creative itch and just kind of, lay whatever ideas down that's been kind of like boiling in my head, basically.
Word.
Yeah.
So are you right now? It's just all gas, right? All gas, no breaks. You just moving. Are you not gonna take any time off for a little bit?
I might take some time off, but like if I have song ideas, I'm gonna write it. You know what I mean?
Still jumping the lab and make it happen.
We'll see where it goes, and I don't know when I'm gonna release it, but I just want to make it. Yeah.
Where's some place that you haven't gone yet that you want to go to?
Damn, I really want to go to Hawaii.
You ever been to Hawaii yet?
I've never been to Hawaii.
Me neither, bro.
Yeah.
I said that like, oh, it's a shock. I haven't been there either.
Vegas. I mean, I've never been there. I don't know if I want to, but like, just because I don't know much about it.
Wait, no one's ever take you to Vegas?
I mean, I'm not 21, so it's like,
oh, that's right.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to do anything anyway.
I mean, yeah, technically you wouldn't be able to do anything. It's still fun to be out there. That's what's up. Yeah. I think for your 21st birthday, you need to throw like a big ass party in Vegas. That'd be crazy. Yeah. That'd be super turned up.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to be around for that. No cameras.
No cameras. Never know what happened.
So, I mean, the album's dope. The album's fire. We talked about the album. We talked about the single, 100 Degrees, super vibey, right in time. Well, summer's still going on for a while, right? But it's something that you can listen to for a long time.
Even when it's not summer, even when, it's called 100 degrees, but even when it's cold, but, you feel something hot inside of you. It's fine. It works, you know what I mean?
What's something that you want your fans to know about you that they don't know? Because, like like I was mentioning earlier, we did an interview a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And this is when you were already having success with That Stick and the other tracks that you had out at the time. And that was my first introduction to you because I really wasn't familiar, but I remember seeing the videos because they went viral and everything like that. And then I noticed when I would look back at the comments when the interview first was published on YouTube, like, you have a lot of loyal fans from like not just like all over the world, bro. Like they really care about like what you're doing and what you're talking about.
Yeah, man.
I mean, there was even one point I was like, "Yo, get that man some water." I was like, "Fam, I'm sorry." Like I apologize. So I was like, they were going hard.
That's so funny.
What's one thing you want your fans to know about you that they don't know?
Hey, man. This is something that I just realized that I do too, but I've been doing this all my life. I like to do this thing right here. This is like
I don't know what it's called.
You're like, I don't know what's going on right now, but please stop. No, but this is like, I just do this with my hand, and it's like a really relaxing thing. It feels great. You should try it. It feels like after a while it feels weird in like a cool way. It feels like there's like a barrier here between your two hands.
Word.
So you could either do this or this. So
yeah.
You know what I mean? So you could. Or that.
It's like you grind.
I've never seen that
R&B.
before, but you can do that.
R&B vibe.
But I do this when I'm not doing anything, and it feels so great, man. I don't know. It's like all 10 of your fingers.
It like loosens up your hands a little bit, loosens up the joints and
but
stuff.
But also like just like the tip of your fingers is feel tight. You know what I mean? I love it.
Right.
I don't know why I do it, but you know, it's probably good for like relaxation and like I don't know.
All right. Well, thank you for hanging out with me, bro. Thank you for sharing the story behind the album and the project and everything. Looking forward to seeing you when you come back to the Bay in October.
Yes.
Tickets on sale this Friday. Make sure you guys get. Well, that's tomorrow, huh?
That's tomorrow, man.
Literally tomorrow.
Yeah, Friday.
That's what's up, man.
All right.
Rich Bryan in the studio. We're about to play a game called 99 Seconds.
All right.
And I know you can solve a Rubik's Cube hella fast. But can you answer more questions than, who is it? Jake Miller. He has 37 questions that he answered in 99 seconds. These are very simple, easy questions.
I'm really scared.
Don't be scared.
All right, cool.
It'll work.
All right.